time thing down, and sometimes it just doesn't work out the way I want. I said, okay, 4 o'clock. No, I was up doing paperwork for something else. I said I had woke up out of a dead sleep at like 2 something. I was like, I got to get this done. I'm waking up, filling out this paperwork. I said, okay. After that, did the podcast done. Then take kids to school. I was like, well, actually to the bus. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna, whenever I have the moment, I'm gonna make sure I just get it done today. So for whatever I'm doing on this personal journey, I just gotta make sure I get it done in that day. That's what I'm gonna do. I've been working to commit to a time, but man, I've been even missed an appointment with somebody else at 6 o'clock. I was like, you know what? I really try to manage my activities as much as I can, but man, I'm piling on the activities. So anyway, you guys know what we do over here. And who am I? I am Tanika Drake, T Drake, if you prefer. So I'm here with you guys on today just to share a little bit of an encouraging word. I shared a lot on today's podcast, which is, the meaning for the title here, the secret place, hashtag respect. So I won't go into everything that I went through on the podcast. You guys can check that out on God's Gift to His Words. If you want to go into more depth and more detail of what I'm talking about, you can check it out over there. So I will just like pull out some things and just like lightly touch on stuff, but like going in long drawn out today. No, not today. Sometimes I do that, and sometimes it's just like ah. So today we're just gonna have a little bit of a prayer, and then I'm just gonna just briefly, lightly touch on some things that I talked about earlier today. So let's go ahead and pray, and let's get right into it. Gracious Heavenly Father, Lord, thank you for this amazing day. Lord, just help me to share something encouraging and inspirational with these, your people. Lord, whatever anybody is going through on today, Lord, be with them and all the different circumstances and situations that they're currently going through, Lord, because you can help and deliver everyone from them. So, Lord, let them just continue to put their trust in you and know that through all things, Lord God, you are the one that orchestrates and guides our hands and our feet and our lives, Lord, because you are truly the lamp unto our feet and the light unto our path. So, Lord, as we go on our path, help us to stay on the straight and narrow way as we go and we press forward towards the mark of the high calling. Lord, I thank you for your son. Thank you for everything you've been doing in my life and in the life of your precious people. In the name of your son, Jesus, I pray. Amen. All right. So, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, today I hope you're going to have an amazing day. And also, if you can do me a favor, because it helps me to respond to you later, please drop a comment in below if you can let me know where you're tuning in from, either what platform or what city and state. Either way, I don't mind which one you do, just so I can get a feel for where you're at. So thank you guys for being here. And also, replay viewers, I'll be talking to you too. So don't forget to put hashtag replay. If you are a replay viewer, I definitely want to make sure that I reach out to you as well. And thank you all for just being here. So I'm going to go from Psalm 91. That's where I spoke from today and use that as my inspirational passage. So I did 1 through 11. I'm probably not going to read all of that here now, but I did want to share a few things. So I'll share verse 1, which it says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." That's one place. And I was thinking about that specifically because sometimes we think about different types of challenges we go through and we think that we're alone, God's not with us, He can't see what's going on, things are very, very hard, and we're just going through the motions, and nobody can see our challenges, nobody gets it, nobody's there, and you're just all alone, isolated to yourself, almost like an island onto yourself. And that's not true. You see, when it says, "He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty," in the secret place, in the secret place where you are. And maybe nobody knows, but you have a secret place, that you have a secret time, a secret space with the Lord where you go and you tell Him about your troubles. You tell Him what's going on. You let Him know where your reservations are, where your anxiety lies. You tell Him first before you get on a phone call or you message anybody or you use social media. You go to Him first with all your angst, with all your trepidations. You go to Him first because, of course, you know that He's able. He's able to deliver, he's able to save, he's able to do anything. God can do anything. So, of course, you would want to go to him first before you go anywhere else. And sometimes we forget that. Sometimes we want to try and figure out our lives ourselves, especially when it comes to, well, for me, when it comes to finances. I get so upset at myself, like, get it together, like, now. And it's just like, I don't really give myself a lot of grace in that. I have to be a little bit gentler, but I'm not. I mean, at this time, that's a full confession. I'm just not. I am not, and I need to do that. I know I've been working on being a little bit more graceful to myself because I don't want to be an insecure person. And when you're harsh and you're self critical about yourself, you're insecure. And I don't want to be insecure because I'm being overly self critical. So I'm working on that for me. Like I said, this is my personal journey. So this is what I'm going through right here through the motions. And of course, you guys get to hear a little bit of my life, not that much, but tipping here and there. So just to encourage you on your journey. If you find yourself doing that to yourself, you're being overly self-critical. Why don't you have this together? You should have done this years ago. Why are you so behind the power curve? Listen, when something's gonna happen, God's gonna allow it to happen. Sometimes it doesn't happen when we want it to happen. I recall that I had wanted something that I really wanted really bad, and it just didn't happen at the time I wanted it to. It didn't happen. Well, you know what? It wasn't supposed to. Like the Lord was like, that's not gonna happen for you. And it didn't. There are some things that it is about God's timing for real. And if it's not his timing for you, it shall not happen. I know it's kind of harsh to say because some people are like, well, I've done everything. I've prepared, I've planned, I made a plan, I've made arrangements. Like I've got this down. I've nailed this down. I'm walking this out. Well, even when you have plans, and I've done it too, because look, I'm a planner. I plan everything. I'll try to plan my entire life. If I could, I plan it out. And I did that before. Hey, how are you? How are you? Hello. So I try to plan out everything. Sometimes it's to my detriment because people would like to come and say, hey, you know what? Go ahead and go and just be spontaneous. Like spontaneous. No, 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 no. We don't do spontaneity. I have to plan this. So we want to go to where? We're going to go to South Dakota. So this is what we need to do. We need to plan all the stops, plan all the hotels. How much gas is this going to cost? And like somebody can just take me. I would have to work on that. Like Tanika, come on, let's just go. Let's just go. Let's just go and run off to Florida. I'm like, no, 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 no. We can just run off. You gotta plan this. Like, where's the you gotta get this together? Like, what time is so I know some would probably have a heck of a time trying to do a spontaneous, like, let's take a road trip, let's just go. No, 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 no. We didn't pack any bags. Like, anything can happen. Where's the emergency stuff? Like, oh my gosh, you're not just living in the moment. I am living in the moment. It's called planning and being in the moment. So let's plan. And so being spontaneous is something I have to work on. I love when people are spontaneous because it's just like, oh wow, surprise. I have to work on doing that myself. So anyway, back to what I what I was sharing. I find that even though we have this secret place, sometimes we forget that we have to give ourselves a little grace too and honor ourselves too. And I'm not saying have so much reverence about God. That's not it. Sometimes we forget that when we're doing things and we're planning things and things aren't working out the way that we think they ought to work out, we have to remember that it's in God's timing, right? And on top of that, we have to remember that we are worthy. Everything that we're doing is for his cause, for him to edify the body. So if you're a believer and you know that you're doing this and you're just getting frustrated, and I know I found myself doing that one time too. I was planning events and stuff, and it wasn't going out the way it was supposed to. It wasn't working out. People weren't showing up. I had to do everything, and I felt burnt out afterwards because you give a lot of your time, your energy, and then people take advantage and they just sit there and just soak up all that you've done, and that they won't ask you if you need help. See, that's the thing. You got to be careful about doing everything by yourself and not asking for help. I'm put my hand to the sky. I am very, very known to myself and to sometimes to others. I don't ask for help. And sometimes that's to my detriment. I will sit and do what I have to do And I'm like, no, I'm not asking for help. We're not doing that. I'm just gonna figure it out. Sometimes you need a little help, and that's okay to get help. It doesn't mean that you're weak. You're being very strong by asking for help because you can't do everything by yourself. Sometimes we think we can do everything by ourselves without help from people. That's not going to work. Like you have to get that. So I wanted to share some quotes that I shared on the podcast earlier today. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. So I love to listen to quotes from Jim Rohn and some other people too. He's not the only one, but I like one of the ones that I really liked when I was watching him do his teaching when he was around. And he said this: if you don't like how things are, change it. You're not a tree. The way he said it, I had to laugh. He's like, you're not a tree. He's like, you're not stuck here. Like everything is where it is in its natural habitat, but you can change things. And guess what? The Lord can change things. So our prayers can help change things, right? In that secret place, things can change. But if we just want to get stuck in the thought that everything that's going wrong is just going to stay that way forever, what kind of attitude is that? That's not positive. That's not optimistic. That's not having hope. And that definitely isn't walking by faith. You're walking definitely by what you see. You have to walk by faith and not by sight, right? We can't be using our natural eyes, these big things right here that I got. We can't be using those to say, well, this is as far as I can see. You have to be seeing in your vision of your mind's eye to see how far you can really go and envision it. You be like, you know what? There's something more that I can be doing. We are all here in this world for a purpose. We're all here for a purpose. And when you figure out what that is and you start going for it, things start opening up for you. You just have to take your time to figure out who you are, what you want, and why you're here. When you figure out all of that, you gets to go and you gets to move it and just start doing the work. Whatever that work is. I'm not here to tell you what that is. Whatever the Lord's put on your heart, that's for you. That's it. That's all. It ain't got to be anything else. And I know you guys heard me say ain't. Okay, that's bad. However, however, I wanted to make emphasis on whatever you have to do, whatever's in your heart, whatever passion that you have, just go for it. We spend so much time, and I know I have, for many, many years, I wasted years in time trying to appease friends, trying to appease family, trying to appease all these different people. And I was losing myself. I was losing who I was. My identity was being wrapped up in other people. But those things weren't me. Those things are not what I wanted to do for real. Some things that I wanted to, I had to look back as like, did I really want that? Or was it just because it was my surrounding and my environment? I just thought, well, maybe that's what I need to do because I wasn't really grounded in myself to think that I was able to accomplish something past what I saw in my environment. So I just went for what I just thought was natural next. So we got to be careful about that. So, and here's another quote, just coming right now. And this is from Jim Rohn too. So just like I was talking about, you do whatever you want to do. It's in your heart. Here's a quote from him. If you really want to do something, you'll find a way. Take that. If you don't, you'll find an excuse. So think about that, right? God gives us all these amazing talents, gifts, and abilities. We can do a lot of different things. However, we don't. There's a lot of reasons why. Fear, FOMO, fear of success, fear is going to somebody to laugh at you. You don't understand what you're doing. They want to make crazy talks, like just all kinds of things. And it always has to do with people. It always has to do with what people will say, what people will view, what people will think. What will they think? Will they like the idea? Won't they like the idea? What if they don't like the idea? Should I still do the idea? Yes, of course. Why would you stop because somebody doesn't like what you do? I'm going to make up something and then we're just going to go with it. So you're going to be the unicorn ice cream person, right? I like unicorns, so I just made that. So you go around with your lovely unicorn cart and you say, hey, I've got unicorn ice cream, and it's got sprinkles and rainbows. I have all different kinds of flavors. I've got the unicorn sprinkle flavor. I've got the unicorn bean flavor. I've got unicorn purple flavor. And somebody's looking at you like, that's for little kids. What's wrong with you? Like, why don't you just sell regular ice cream? Now, in that little picture, that little story, would you stop selling your unicorn ice cream because that person said that's dumb? Just sell regular normal ice cream like a normal human being. Like everybody can get a regular cone and put a vanilla on it, put your little sprinkles, and there you go. I don't understand why you would do why you gotta be extra. Like that's lame. You're so grown. Like who does unicorns? Unicorns ain't even real. Well, okay, let's break down that little story. All of that you're doing, it's not for them to understand. It's not for them to know why you selected to do unicorns. It's no business of theirs why you selected to do unicorn ice cream. Perhaps that's your passion. Is that something you want to do? Yes, if somebody told you to do it, then I would say, check that. But if that's something you really want to do, you see nothing more than unicorn ice cream and cones and selling out sparkles and sunshine to people, who knows what it could turn into, right? But when you let somebody come in and they tell you about your dream or your vision or something that Lord has placed in your heart because you're so passionate about it, and you allow somebody to stomp your dream down, you will be frustrated, saddened, angry. There will be a myriad, a plethora of emotions because you're not doing really what you want. You're trying to appease somebody else. So, say with that same story, the unicorn ice cream, you decide to just chuck that cart, you get rid of the unicorn ice cream, you don't do it anymore, you get rid of it, you decide, you know what, forget this. He or she is right. I'm not selling unicorn ice cream anymore. I'm just gonna sell regular ice cream with sprinkles on it, and that's it. So you do. You chuck your unicorn cart, you chuck your unicorn ice cream, and you have your little cone and you give it out. Here you go with sprinkles. Somehow I don't think you're going to be feeling as good as selling that, sharing that, because it's not really what you want to do. You want to sell ice cream, you want to sell that. You want to sell a plain ice cream cone with some sprinkles on it. Your thing is unicorn ice creams, selling a unicorn with rainbows and sprinkles and purple unicorn ice cream and Mary Berry Blast. That is your thing. But when you let somebody come and they take your dream and they just, I could see that they would be very frustrated because now you're not working in your passion. You're not working in what you're supposed to do. You're doing what somebody else wants you to do. And instead of them doing the dream, they know that you can do it. So they would rather project onto you what they're not going to do. See, that's a whole another thing. When the Lord gives us things to do, He gave it to you because He knows you specifically. He gave you a specific talent, a gift, and ability to handle the thing that He's giving you to do and bring forth. He knows you're able to do it. That's why He gave it to you. That's why He put it in your heart. That's why He said, "This is what I want you to do." And when you go outside of that and say, "You know what, Lord, I don't think I can do that. I think I should do this because I think this will be easier." Then you end up being frustrated and angry and upset because once again, you're doing something you really don't want to do. That thing might be okay, but you're not passionate about it. You get annoyed just doing it. You gotta do what you love. Do what's innately in you to do. We're all born with these amazing giftings. There's so many of them. There's a plethora of them. It's like this whole canister of little palms. There's so many of them, so many different colors. Why would I just look at this and be like, you know what? I'm just going to choose this one. But you have all this that you could do. No, I'm just going to do this. But what about all of this? Mm-mm, just this. I'm just going to do this one thing. But you have all this you could offer. You do so much, but yet you only want to just chill with the one. We got to stop doing that to ourselves. I'm still working on that myself because we are multifaceted, complex individuals, and we offer a lot of different things. Some of us, our zone of genius has a lot of things that look like there's a whole bunch of things going on, but they're all the same one thing. They're the same one thing. You could be, let's say you're a flower shop person, right? And you have flower pens and flower necklaces and flower this and flower that. Well, you still sell flowers. It's flower everything. You just have a whole bunch of stuff going on, a lot of different things, but it's still the one thing. It just looks like a lot. So that's what I want to say to you. You have so much to give. And when people trash your dreams and they stifle your dream, you can't be as creative and open as you want to. So, like I said, on the podcast today and God's gift to his word, it goes a little deeper into scripture going a little bit deeper. This right here I'm doing is just inspiration right now. So, a little bit deeper with some inspiration and sharing a little deeper that way. But I just want to encourage someone today because I just know that there's people out there that they've been wanting to do something so bad, but there's friends that don't agree, family members are not agreeing. People are just saying, what you're going to do, that's stupid, just don't do it. Please, you only get one go round. And I'm going to be emphasis on that. You only get one shot. And once that shot is gone, that's it, that's all. Okay? So please, whatever it is, even if you don't know how to do it, it's okay. Just figure it out. You have plenty of time in this lifetime to figure out whatever it has you have to do. Make your mistakes, make them big, do what you need to do. Just make them, just do it. Just go, hey, just do it. What could happen? No, you get a no from somebody, it doesn't work out. You have to postpone something, you have to do something different. It doesn't make a difference. Just do what you love and keep on going. Don't stop until you hit it. So for those of you that might come on here and think like, what is she talking about? What is she talking about? I'm talking about going for what God has given to you. And in that secret place, he will help you, guide you, show you what to do. Stop allowing people to tell you what to do. Stop allowing people to make you think what you're doing is stupid. Stop allowing people to tell you that your dream means absolutely nothing. And because it's not generating money, it's not profitable. Let me see. I remember somebody. I might have to find that quote. I think his name was. What was his name? Was it Arthur Miller? It might have been. I'm gonna see if I can find that, but I'm gonna find that for you guys next time, and I'm gonna put it up here. And he said, "Do not let." I forgot where that quote was at. I was writing down so many notes the other day, and that this quote just hit me in my head right now. And he was saying in his quote, just because something doesn't turn a profit doesn't mean there's no value to it. And some of us get stuck in that. Some of us get stuck in, well, it's not garnering no money. Pardon me, I'm sorry, I got something in my eye. Some of us think it's not garnering money. Perhaps it's not bringing any funds at the moment. Okay, sometimes people are getting funds because certain things like computer programming and stuff like that, that garners stuff immediately. Sometimes things that you provide as a service-based person, sometimes it might take a little bit more time to develop that thing before it starts showing like residual results for you. And I'm just talking about whatever it is. There's some things that will take a little bit of time before you start to see results, but you keep doing the thing. You don't stop because you don't see oh my gosh, immediate results. I was getting so, I was getting so messed up because I've heard so many people that would tell me, I can't do this. Well, why not? Well, because it's not perfect. Who told you it had to be perfect? Well, I can't do this. Well, why not? Well, they won't let. Who's they? Who are they and who? Where are these people? Who are these people you're talking about? I want to know. Stop allowing who that group is. Let's call them this, the peanut gallery. If they're in your peanut gallery, stop listening to the peanuts and you do what you're gonna do. Because the peanuts ain't gonna do nothing but make you a little bit unhappy, right? No more listening to the peanut gallery and the 2 cents gallery. The people with the peanuts and the 2 cents, they could go sit together. Like, let me throw my 2 cents and tell you this is how you should do your business. This is how you should do your podcast. This is how you should do your show. Like, I'm gonna need you, and I love to say this, please have several seats. And don't tell me how to do what I'm doing because you're number one, you're not doing it. You're sitting there watching me and you're being very annoying at the moment. So don't let them do that. We sometimes, and I'm gonna say that because I did it too. Put your hand in the sky. I can't see you, but if you understand what I'm talking about, come on. Put your hands in the sky. You don't have to say it. You can put a comment like put your little hand up, a little emoji. You put your hand to the sky and say, hey, you know what? I've done that. I have done that. T Drake has done that, but wasn't a good thing. People told me, well, you can't sing. You know what? I believed them. And you know what? I did it. I stopped. When people told me I shouldn't be speaking anymore, I stopped. When my ex said, hey, you know what? You used to be a speaker, but you're not even speaking anymore. That's just a pipe dream. And I believed it. And then I didn't speak anymore. I didn't speak. I didn't sing. I didn't do anything. Don't let that be you. Don't let comments and people's opinions of you turn you into a mute. You don't want to be that. I just recently got my voice back. And not saying to speak, but the freedom to share what I want to share, however I want to share it, the authentic way I want to. Quirky, weird, strange, just being me. Because there are people that want to control how you speak and what you speak about. Don't allow them to do that. If they've got something to say, they should probably get their own platform and do whatever it is they want to do and go speak over there. But don't let them troll you. Don't let them project onto you. You don't have any time for that. So, with all that being said, I hope you're going to have an amazing day, phenomenal day. And if you haven't started something today and you want to, can I just share with you an encouragement to you today? Go do it. It's okay to get started. Get started today on whatever that is. You want to grow a garden? Go get your seeds and get to planting. You want to start speaking? Then get on your platform and start speaking. There's nothing stopping us from doing any of the things we want to do except for us. We are the ones that stop us. We let other people tell us and then we internalize it and then we don't. So don't allow yourself to be moved and swayed. What you're doing is important. What you're doing, it has meaning. What you're doing matters. You're worthy and you have respect. And people need to give you respect, right? So don't allow anybody, anywhere, to stop you. You are amazing, you're powerful, and you got this. And like I said before, if you got this, guess who's got your back? God's got your back. So guess what? I got this, you got this, God's got us, right? So don't be afraid. This world is a beautiful, scary place at the same time, but beautiful nonetheless. Get out there, make the best of it. Do what it is you're going to do. Don't let anybody dim your shine. Take your sparkle. Go out there and grind with the shine and the love of the Lord and get out there and do what it is you do, however it is that you do it. And don't let anybody just crap your style. You ain't got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. No, 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 no. Okay? So I'm going to smile because it's a beautiful day and I like to smile anyway. And I just wanted to share that to you guys. It was on my heart because people are so amazing and there are so many people that are such negative people and like you can't do that. Look, we don't got time for Urkel. You can do that. You shall do that. You must do that. You need to do that, whatever that thing is. So go out there today and do it. And before I let you go, please, 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 if you are a faith-based podcaster, listen to me clear. If you're a faith-based podcaster and you would like to be on TV, there are 3 spots left for you. Please reach out to myself or Jay Siobhan of Surviving the Journey podcast so we can set you up and talk to you about this opportunity. It's going to be an amazing opportunity for you. It can turn into radio, TV, other things. You just don't know. It's an amazing opportunity. Don't pass it up. And so there's only 3 spots left. So I hope you'll get your spot before it's gone. And I'm sure it's going to go. So we're working really hard to secure the last 3 spots with really 3 people who are very serious and intentional. So be intentional about what this is. It does have an investment. So be intentional and really, really, really think about if this is something that is for you. And then the last couple of them is, of course, the music opportunity. If you are an independent Christian artist, whether you're a rapper, you do neo soul, you do contemporary, it doesn't matter the genre. But if you have something that's already streaming, please, please, please reach out to me so I can connect you to Mr. Dark Eye. He's working on the project for me, helping me to put it together so we can put out more encouraging, inspirational music. So please, this is for you. If you have music, this is for you. And then the last thing, the Soul Count Podcast Explosion. Now, the tentative date, I'm going to say tentative because we haven't locked things down yet, but the tentative date is November 11th to the 13th. If something should happen and we have to move it, then we'll do that. But until then, tentatively, we're looking at November 11th to 13th. So we're still looking for sponsors, donors, and people who want to help. And it's going to be in San Pedro in California. So please, please, if you want to be part of that, please reach out to me, reach out to Pastor Jay, Maria from Chambada Show Soul, Joby D from the Joby D Show, and the Chambada Chronicles, and probably a plethora of other people, and Mr. No Show. There's a lot of people that's going to be attached to this. So I hope that you will reach out to me for whatever it is you want to be a part of. And if there's something you provide, if you're a service provider, if you're a business coach or a life coach, or you're a singer or a speaker, you want to be a part of this, and you want to be part of the event, and you want to come, or you want to be on the virtual, because we're going to make this a hybrid. If you want to be a part of this, let me know as well. Whatever it is, we want to be able to make sure we promote you, share what you do, because I'm all about collaboration. So help us help you to promote what you do, promote what we do, promote us together. Let us work this thing together. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Sorry that I didn't come on early this morning, but for all of those of you who have stopped by today, thank you so much. I love you very much. So you know what I say, and I'm going to say it right now. I love you, but the Lord loves you immensely way more. So remember what I always say at the end of every podcast, the end of every live, to be blessed, motivated, and always inspired to do what God has laid on your heart. And don't let anybody tell you any different, because you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and you are the authentic you. Nobody does you better than you. So go out there and go slay today. Start looking at you the way God sees you. All right, you guys take care, and thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to put where you're from, and thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate you guys very much. Bye now.